Hello and welcome back to Minardi Madness. Conference tournaments are now a week away with some smaller ones starting up. It's officially March, so let's hit the intro and get it started.
For the tie, off the rim, and it's over. This miracle run continues. Seconds at midcourt. Jenkins gives it to Jenkins for the championship. At midcourt, extra pass. And again, along with Shepard, they were best free throw shooters. Far down the stretch, the lob, and that will do it. Do you believe it? For just the second time ever.
All right, welcome. Today's Thursday, March 6th. Here's the top 25 for this week. First off, Auburn and Duke staying strong in that 1 and 2 spot. Auburn coming off two big wins in the past week. That was until the recent loss 2 nights ago, but I'll get to that. Before that, they had just absolute demolition versus Ole Miss, 106-76. Also beat Kentucky 94-78. In that one, Miles Kelly had 30. Also Todd Pettiford with 21. He's been playing great. And then the latest game versus Texas A&M finally dropped one to get their third loss. And the Aggies win a big upset game on senior night. My takeaways from this game, number one, Todd Pettiford. He had a really big game. He had to step in for Denver Jones, starting point guard, and I think he filled his role pretty good. I know Denver Jones is really good on defense, but Pettiford had 6 threes. I mean, he was hitting from all over the place, just pulling up from deep. I mean, he's a really tough shot maker, so, I think he did good. And then my second takeaway is really it's not the end of the world for Auburn. I know a lot of people were saying, like, are they falling apart before March Madness, but, I think they're fine. SEC loss, especially in how the conference is this year, I really don't think it's that much of a deal. And also, they could have been, saving their power before, senior night and some bigger games coming up. So, honestly, I wouldn't mind it that much. I think Auburn's still, without a doubt, the most dominant team in the country. And then number 2, talking about Duke, 2 blowout wins as well. Last night versus Wake Forest, and then Saturday, they just whooped Florida State. Cooper Flagg, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, potentially his last game at Cameron against Wake Forest. And he balled out in it. Who knows if he's going to come back. A lot of people chanting for him to come back. He said he would come back. He wants to win, but, I feel like it's a no-brainer to go to the NBA. It's the clear first pick. But really not too much movement in the rankings this week. St. John's, they move up again to number 6. It's been really exciting to watch them this year. It's going to be exciting to watch them in March, see how they do. Michigan State, they're staying hot. 2 big wins last week. Big win at Maryland. Game-winning shot by Trey Holloman. What a shot, half court. Some people may say a lucky shot, but as Coach Tom Izzo said, what they did to get them there, played hard the whole game. I think the Spartans are looking really good. And then Jace Richardson led the Spartans with 15 in that one. After that, beating Wisconsin, another big game on Sunday, 71-62. Jaden Atkins leading them with 19. The team's just giving off really good vibes, I think, before March. Tom Izzo really just getting them right. And I think they're the best team in the Big Ten. But, yeah, it's going to be good to see how Michigan State does. I think we have a big run for them coming in March. But, yeah, March Madness is coming. Besides that game winner, a few game winners we had last week. A lot of excitement going on. But I'm going to quickly talk about a few big games from the past few days this week, and then I'll look at some bracket projections before I end it off. First off, number 5 Florida picks up a big one against Alabama, number 7 ranked team. 99-94. Walter Clayton, 22 points. He's been great all year, consistent. Alex Condon, 27 points, 10 rebounds. Those 2 guys have been great for them, and I think Florida really putting it together. Not even putting it together, just keeping that same momentum from that Auburn game going into the tournament. So, once again, I think they're going to be scary. 15 Missouri, I talked about them looking really good last week, but they take a 12-point loss to Oklahoma last night. Jeremiah Fears, 31 points. I think that's a big game for Oklahoma, trying to get them into the tournament. So big win for them. Missouri, not as much. I think, they can afford that loss. I think they'll probably get a 4 or 5, maybe 6 seed, depending on how the rest of the season goes. But big game for Oklahoma there, big upset win. And then UConn, they get themselves a big win, 72-66 against number 20 ranked Marquette. And I think that's a much-needed win just to continue to get momentum going right before the Big East tournament comes up and starts, and right before, obviously, March Madness starts. UConn's had their struggles this year, but I think if they gain some momentum, with Dan Hurley, a lot of people hate on him. A lot of people have mixed opinions, but I think, we know how good of a coach he is. I think if they start gaining some momentum before March, they can definitely make a run too. And then last big game, last night, Ole Miss upset number 4 Tennessee, 78-76, 2-point win. And I bet you Milicic wishes he had that layup back. Last second, it wasn't an easy layup. It's not like he blew a wide open layup, but sort of bobbled it. Defense flew by. Definitely wishes he had that back, but more of a big game for Ole Miss in that one. Big upset win. I think Tennessee will be fine, although it could affect what happens with their seeding because they were projected a 1 seed. But talking about seeding, let's head over to ESPN's latest bracket projections now. Just some bubble teams to talk about and high seeds. Here are the bubble teams. Last 4 in: Ohio State, Arkansas, Nebraska, and Boise State. I think this will probably change, but for this week, that's who they have for the last 4 in. And then Indiana, their first 4 buys, I think they've definitely secured a spot. They've been looking hot, and they can even maybe make a run in March. And then we got first 4 out right now: Oklahoma, Xavier, UNC, and Texas. Like I said before, I think Oklahoma picking up that big win. They can change. They can probably head into a game. And then UNC, they've been hot recently. I wouldn't say too hot because obviously the ACC is not that good. So they've had like 8 straight wins. They continue to win. Big Duke game this weekend. I don't think they'll win that, but depending on how they do to finish off the season, whatever else happens, we'll see. I think they can definitely squeeze into the tournament. And then Texas, I think they can squeeze into. Obviously, it all depends what happens to finish it off. But let's talk about some seeds, just some higher ones. Number 1 seeds right now: Auburn, Duke, Houston, and Tennessee. Not sure if this will change. Maybe Tennessee will move out. But other than that, I think these 3, maybe 4 teams definitely solidified their top 4 seed right there. St. John's now moving up to a 3 seed. I still think that might be a little too low. They should probably be a 2 seed. If they win Big East tournament, I don't see how they couldn't be. But we'll see what happens there. And then 2 seeds, we have Florida, Alabama, Michigan State, Iowa State. Honestly, I think St. John's just really fits in over Iowa State there. So I think they should definitely get a 2 seed. And then somehow Kentucky's still projected to get a 3 seed, which I don't really get. But, that's going to do it. I'll leave a graphic with all the seeding projections, but it's going to do it for this week. Stay tuned in the weeks coming. March Madness is coming. A lot of action. So stay tuned.